Brother Shakeel, we ask you a very straightforward question, and that is, does God exist? Please, inshallah, if you can address the community and answer this question, which is very important. Does God exist? Bismillah.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. So, at my onset, I will just ask for an extension for 1 minute because we want to define what is atheism, which should apply to all the questions. So, I'll ask the moderator kindly to award 1 extra minute. Because before we embark on this topic and this challenge, this is a challenge for our community. We always say Takbir, Allahu Akbar when someone becomes a Muslim. How many Muslims are leaving Islam? According to a stat done recently by FYI.org as an organization, 22% growth of Muslims every year. So if we had 6 million Muslims, then 22% more, 22% more we can expect next year. Out of 22%, we are losing 23% of Muslims. And the largest lot that we are losing is towards atheism. 13% of Muslims are lost to atheism. An atheist is a thinker. An atheist is a rationalist. Atheist bases his actions and his belief based on scientific facts and scientific observations. So you cannot argue with an atheist with Quran only. So you need intellectual power, you need understanding of science, and besides that, some of you might think, it's not a problem for me, why should we discuss this? Number one, this thing is hitting our home. Our children are exposed to it either on Instagram, Facebook, and other means, or at school. In UK alone, this year, they are saying 1 million more added atheists. If we take that as a religion, atheism is the largest or the fastest growing religion. An atheist is not a disbeliever of God only. An atheist is a believer of not believing in God. An atheist is at half of our kalima. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah is our kalima. Atheist is at La ilaha. We have to help him to get to Illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, inshallah ta'ala. So, does God exist? Before we embark on this question, we have to define what is God. Because when they deny God, atheist or agnostic is denying God. What do they think? Who is God? In their mind, God is a supernatural or a human being with big face, and something comically like they have a missile on human being. We as Muslim believe that laysa kamithlihi shay'un, that there is no shay like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the God that they consider that they are disbelieving is not the God that we believe. Number one, our belief should be very clear. Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid, walam yulad, walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allah is one. Allah is independent. He is ultimate. Lam yalid walam yulad. He doesn't beget, nor he is begotten. And there is no co-equal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very clearly addressing atheism, Christianity, and Judaism, and all the religions. Coming to the point where, how do you scientifically argue or establish the argument that atheism, that there is a God? We flip the question on atheists. You prove that God doesn't exist. So number one is we don't have to play off defensive. Number one, we play offensive by changing the narrative. You are disbelieving to Allah. You prove scientifically that Allah doesn't exist. Number one. Number two, there are many, many wonders of human beings or natural sciences that are unexplainable. Science cannot explain. So science is not ultimate. Science is bound on observations. Scientific observations change. Theories that are true today are going to change tomorrow or day after or later or next year. We know the wonders of human beings. Just the vessels alone in one human body, there is 60,000 miles of vessels. So if they take all the vessels of one human being and lay it out in a straight line, it's 60,000 miles. Can this be created? Furthermore, the human lungs, the size of a human lung expanded, if it's expanded linearly, is one tennis court. The human eye that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that He has given us, basiran, samiyam wa basira, in Surah Al-Insan. The human eye can identify 1 million shades of colors, more powerful than any telescope or any camera in the world ever invented. Can this be created without a creator? Fingerprints. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Surah Al-Qiyamah that we fashion the banana, not the banana eating banana, but banana in Arabic is the fingertips. That we fashion the fingertips in a unique way that each human being has a different ID. And that the food cycle, the water. Have you ever thought why water is not frozen? While we see ice on the surface, in theory or just by observation, you should think that all the fish should die in winters. It doesn't. Water is the only one liquid that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. We believe that after 4 degrees of further freezing or going down below 4 degrees, the density of water gets lighter. Meaning water is the only liquid, after freezing, it goes up. So on the top of the river or the ocean, there would be a bank or a small layer of ice. Everything underneath will be water. Otherwise, all the fish will be frozen and we all will die, because Allah says, فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَىٰ تَعَامِهِ أَنَّا صَبَبْنَا الْمَاءَ صَبًّا ثُمَّ شَقَقْنَا الْأَرْضَ شَقًّا فَأَنبَتْنَا فِيهَا حَبًّا وَعِنَبًا وَقَضْبًا وَزَيْتُونًا وَنَخْلًا وَحَدَائِقَ غُلْبًا وَفَاكِهَةً وَأَبًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes a food cycle in Quran 1400 years ago, that He descends the rain through the clouds, and He, with abundance of water, and then He spreads or splits the earth for the sprouts of the seed to go inside, and then the grains come out, the green come out, the plants come out, and the olives come out, or the fruits come out, and the fruits are grown, and they are eaten up by the cattle, and we consume the cattle. The entire food cycle is mentioned in Quran. So you should not be defensive when you are dealing with an atheist, but you need to educate yourself. And there could be 1,000 more such things mentioned in the Quran that we can establish and learn. First of all, for our own intellectual tranquility, that we believe in the religion of truth and haqq, as Allah says in Quran, that سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ, that will make you understand the ayat of Allah across the horizons, and will make it known to you in your nufus, that we recognize that with our personal subjective understanding. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم.